That's another part. A football move in the act once you have control of it. That's a part. Also, at the end, does the ball touch the ground, or does it move, or do you gain any advantage from the ground? And does the ground have an effect on the ball? So those are all parts of catching the football. People don't realize that when Dez missed the ball the first time, that was one of his problems, because the whole act of catching the football, it starts over. See, that's not a catch right there. That's not a catch right there. All right? That's the first time he has the ball. So then once he first has it, that's when he begins to lunge, because he didn't catch it clean. So there was no football move. So once it was deemed to be caught, then the ball hit the ground. So then it was going to be incomplete. So for me, it was fairly easy to think it was going to be incomplete.
I agreed completely yesterday. That was what I thought. I know the rule, and I agreed. The more times I watch this from an angle, again, CC is referring to what we're seeing on ESPN2. And for those of you on ESPN Radio, I'll explain as best I can what you're seeing. You're seeing the camera from the other side. It does look to me. Now, we're watching it in super slow motion, so obviously this happens very quickly.
But that's what they see when they're watching the replay.
But it looks to me like for some substantial period of time, and that time might actually in real time be half of a second, he possesses the ball with his left hand and is making an effort to extend it. Is he not extending right now, on the view we're looking at, trying to extend the ball because he has control of it to the goal line?
Did you see him double catch the ball?
Yes, because the ball is contacted slightly by 30 seconds.
All right? He just got the ball right there. Relax, man. Get behind the camera.
Okay.
Let us do the
Kramer is all excited. Relax, all right? Go ahead.
Like, you have to finish the play. And the finishing act, the only way, this is the way I teach kids. Well, Coach, how do I know I call it? When you can get the ball and hand the ball to the referee, that means you catch the ball can hit the ground, but the ball can't move. If Dez, even when the ball was in his left bicep, if it had stayed there compared to popping up, if it had stayed right there, it would have been a catch. But when that ball pops up and leaves, then you got to start all over again.
Here's my question, and I want to ask it to whoever we can. From what I understood after, unless I heard wrong, if you're making a football move is considered stretching for the goal line. If it is, I thought he did that. So I thought if he had the ball, even if you say he had possession at the end like that, I'm with you. I thought his then stretch was a football move, and if it was a football move, then that wouldn't have been considered an incomplete pass. That's what I got after from some of the officials. I guess that's what I thought. I thought he was making a football move toward the goal line with the ball. Did you not feel that way?
I mean, I think it's a judgment call.
Right, sure.
I think that him re-catching the football is the point of contention. Then once the ball hits the ground, see, you're deeming that he's already caught the ball. Before the ball hits the ground, you have to deem that he's caught the ball.
Even under your scenario, I thought he had possession with his left hand, even after re-catching in his left hand.
Did he have 2 feet down?
Well, he was falling with his feet.
Well, but it's not done yet.
And also from what I heard from the officials, it didn't matter about the feet because it was about falling down.
Body part.
So it doesn't matter about the feet.
I just say feet to help out the novice. It's either feet or a body part. They're all the same in continuing the act of it being a catch.
So maybe what you're saying, if I'm understanding you correctly, is that he can be extending his arm trying to get it over the goal line, but that still doesn't mean he has completed a catch yet.
No.
Right? So what you're saying is that when that ball bounces, the part where you see him roll over and then the ball leaves contact with him for an eighth of a second, that ball and Dez Bryant are no longer one. If that had never happened, you're saying it would have been a catch. If
Absolutely.
he had managed to maintain it from then, it would have been a catch.
Absolutely.
Because then the ground would not have caused him to lose control.
The Birdie Manual rule. That's why they changed the rule. Tampa Bay playing against St. Louis, the NFC Championship. Birdie Manual catches a dig route across the field. He catches it, and in the air, the ball hits the ground. I had a number of my catches taken away, but the ball didn't move.
Right.
Okay, so then they changed the rule. We saw Calvin Johnson have a very similar example. You have to finish the act of catching the ball, which is a number of things. Catching it with 2 hands is one. Making a football move or getting a body part or 2 feet down. All those are acts in catching the football. It's not just one thing.
See, and I guess that's what I want to ask. I thought I got that. Maybe I heard it wrong. That reaching for the goal line was an act. So if that was deep, so that would be a judgment call by the official. On that, I've heard everybody say, well, they got it right to the rule, but I hate the rule. And do you feel that way? And
No, I love the rule.
You love the rule. Okay.
Yes. If you want to catch the ball in the NFL, the reason we have it a little bit different, it really helps clear it up. Hand the ball to the referee. The ball cannot move in any touch on the ground. The ball can't touch the ground and catching it, but the ball can't move. Once you start to realize that and realize the cleanest definition of it is control, hand to the referee, and then you'll get the results that you want.
We are Mike and Mike, Chris Carter in our studio, and obviously made a lot of catches over the course of time. We'll have Jimmy Kimmel live on our set coming up in about 25 minutes. Let's go around some of the other. Let's get to the rest of that game yesterday, because obviously it's what everyone's going to talk about, but it's a classic NFL playoff game between these two long-standing great teams. What did you take away from Aaron Rodgers' performance, particularly in that second half when he clearly did not have his mobility?
I've torn my left calf and my right calf both